Thank you very much. Please, can we kindly take our seats? Governor of BENUE State, His Excellency Reverend Father Dr. HYACINTH IORMEM ALIA, the Honorable Speaker of BENUE State House of Assembly.
The appellation food basket of the nation. And very central to farmers is fertilizer and farm inputs. Today marks the official flag of sale of this fertilizer and inputs to farmers here in BENUE State to help them for a better yield this year. Without wasting time, this event has been organized by the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security in conjunction with Star Fertilizer and Chemical Limited. And so I invite the Honorable Commissioner in charge of the ministry to kindly rise and render a welcome address. Honorable Dr. Teyiman Ashabe. Please put your hands together as it comes to the microphone.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of BENUE State, members of the State Executive Council, Chairman of the Party, Speaker of the State Assembly, here represented by the Majority Leader, and all other distinguished members of the State Assembly, my colleagues, special advisors. For want of time, let me rely on the existing protocol. On behalf of the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, I warmly welcome you all to the important occasion, the official flag off of the 2025 cropping season and distribution of vital farm inputs to our hard-working farmers across BENUE State. Your presence today demonstrates shared commitment to strengthen our agricultural sector and ensuring food security for every BENUE household. I wish to sincerely thank His Excellency, the Executive Governor of BENUE State, Reverend Father Dr. HYACINTH ALIA for the unwavering support and strategic investment in the provision of assorted fertilizers, improved seeds, seedlings, agrochemicals, and mechanization services that have greatly increased food and cash crop production in the state. I equally appreciate dogged and resilient farmers who are playing a leading role in the growing quest for food security and sustaining the food basket status of BENUE State. May I acknowledge the patronage by the vendors that supply fertilizer inputs to BENUE farmers in the 2024 cropping season at the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, and to inform, and publicly too, that requests for payment and payment processes are in progress, and by the grace of God, it will soon be a thing of the past. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, over the years, crop production in BENUE State is heavily dependent on rainfall, in spite of the favorable agroclimatic weather conditions to adopt dry season farming practices in the face of unpredictable weather patterns. The 2025 launch of farm inputs may appear late, but in essence, it is very much useful, as the state government is encouraging massive dry season farming to boost all year-round crop production. However, we must emphasize that we will make early preparations to forestall this perceived delay in the next cropping season. We encourage our farmers to use or to take advantage of the improved seeds rather than grains in order to maximize yield and profitably engage in farming as a business. It is pertinent to also mention that the prices of agricultural inputs are very high in comparison with what the smallholder farmers get in return for their produce. And that is why the government has stepped in to subsidize inputs and make them available to all farmers. To our farmers, I say you are the heroes of our economy. I implore you to use these inputs judiciously and avoid the sale of these critical farm inputs to black marketers. We should also embrace modern farming technologies, join cooperatives, and let us work together to feed BENUE, feed Nigeria and Africa at large. To the members of the public and the press, we must all join hands to ensure that no farmer is shortchanged in the distribution process of these commodities. May I, at this juncture, and on behalf of the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, express appreciation to our development partners, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, donor agencies, private sector, and indeed all stakeholders, including but not limited to Star Fertilizers that is working now assiduously with us to correct the imbalances in the supply chain. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, the Commissioner for Agric and Food Security, the Honorable Dr. Benjamin Teima Ashabe. Now, CEO of this company, himself a very accomplished banker, now turned the businessman and the farmer, our own very brother, Honorable Julius Atolu.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of BENUE State, Reverend Father Dr. HYACINTH ALIA, the Speaker of the House of Assembly, here represented, and all members of the House of Assembly, members of the ESCO, the Chairman of APC, and the Chief of Staff of Governor, traditional rulers here present, all other government functionaries. Permit me to stand in the well-established protocols. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to welcome you, Your Excellency, and all distinguished guests to this flag-off of distribution of farm inputs. Your Excellency, we want to appreciate the confidence you repose in our company, first and foremost in giving us the privilege to have the lease of the BENUE State Fertilizer Plant, which had gone moribund for a number of years. As you can see for yourself, we've invested a huge amount of money to bring the company back to life, and the buildings and all the structures that were dilapidated in years past are now back and fully functional. We want to give you our commitment that the production of crop-specific fertilizer and fertilizers that are fitted for BENUE soil will be happening right here at this facility. And going forward, we commit to you, Your Excellency, that the issue of adulterated fertilizers that have bothered BENUE farmers for so long is from today a thing of the past. I give you my word and I say hold me accountable. The fertilizer issue of adulterated fertilizers, it is now a thing of the past. Our company has great integrity. We've been in this business for more than 20 years in the distribution of fertilizers, and we had a tutelage under the TAC group, which are the #1 producers of fertilizers indigenously. The brand we're bringing is using the TAC production formula, and that's why I tell you that it is the best fertilizer you will have in so many years to come. From now on, BENUE farmers, I want to assure you that good quality fertilizers will be available to you freely in every section of BENUE State. I want to encourage the farmers. Please beware of where you buy fertilizers, because 80% of the fertilizers available in our local markets are mostly adulterated. But with the coming of this facility, we'll be able to establish outlets in every nook and cranny of BENUE State. So when you buy Star fertilizer, you are holding an ace. You are sure of the fertilizer you're using, and you're sure that you have a bumper harvest. I want to thank you very much. The day is first spent, and His Excellency has so many engagements, so that we can permit the rest of the occasion to proceed. Thank you very much.
Honorable Governor, a few weeks ago, one of your very serious units for financial engagements, BENUE BRs, they invited me for an occasion, and when I went there, the main issue was the issue of payment of taxes in BENUE State and the abolition of multi-purpose taxes here. Mr. Governor, I was so impressed, and I didn't want to say much, but yana mo ko doti kam to la ma kenga wango do ya so he bon. That law of abolishing multiple taxation in BENUE State is a unique landmark. And we will tell you that for some time and atoya wango do ya so he tembe. Mr. Governor, this BENUE State was created at the time I left the university. And I was in the office of the governor. As a security officer, I was trained by an NSO. Mr. Governor, I was in that office. And apparently the first governor of BENUE State stopped payment of poll taxes. He stopped payment of poll taxes for political purposes. The BENUE State people did not clap. The three people did not clap. Even though they were stopped from paying taxes, they didn't clap. The reason was so simple. At the time I was growing up, BENUE people were growing benefits. And if you were not able to grow benefits, your mates laughed at you. Because you grew benefits so that you get money and pay for taxes. It was not the benefit we were getting from the payment of taxes. But it became an issue of pride. If you were not paying taxes, then even the girls, they wouldn't even look at you. You are no longer a man. So when people went to bear part of the dream with their colleagues, they challenge each other. Are you paying? Can you pay tax? So payment of tax became something people boasted about. So stopping payment of poll taxes was bringing people where they didn't want to be brought. Since then, the issue of reintroduction of poll taxes has been overtaken by so many events. And then when I was in that office, there were so many companies in Benue State. Root, tubers, yams, cassava, cotton. The companies that were in Benue State were so numerous. But because of multiple taxation, they all run away. Most of these companies are either here in Nasarawa or Taraba or in Joseph gone away. You don't find no company here because one single person, even the woman selling yams, people will come to her, about 10 people will come in one day asking for taxes. So that was abolished. That's what we've done, and if that continues, we will see the influx of these companies here in Benue State. Now, I have seized the opportunity to tell you this because I applauded you. When I was invited to come to this event, Fertilizer, I want to play tennis in the club because somebody said, Father is giving us fertilizer now, the time has already passed. Somebody said, no, it hasn't passed. Father is introducing dry season farming. Secondly, fertilizer doesn't decay. You can apply next year even on your farm. So why are you worried? I kept quiet. I said, if I come here, I will tell you this. I came here, I took a look at the cap that this young man I wanted, they say Star Fertilizer Company and Chemicals. I asked, is this a company? Has it started production? Then my peer told me the young man who came and greeted you, he is the project manager of this place. So I sent for him to come. I had a brief talk with him. Father, I was so impressed. I think this place had gone. It is a young man who has revived this place. He told me one or two things that we can no longer, our fertilizer cannot be adulterated. But what he told me that touched me most was that he has started this company, but he has not got plans. It hasn't started full production. It is one of those companies, including those who want to run away, that we have to put our minds on. I was saying, if Father hadn't started it, go ahead and bring people to come and start the company here because we are farmers. The people are people of farming. We are crying for fertilizer. Can't you have a business company that is sustainable? So, I'm the governor. I wanted to let you know that, and finally about issue of security. You brought the president here. You brought the chief of defense staff. You brought the president's wife here. And the promise that I was the one who spoke for the chief. I stood for the chief. They promised us something. Security has actually reduced in the villages. Farmers are applauding. I have my chief with me. A few days ago, I had a meeting with the chief, one of the most senior military officers. We don't discuss security here like this, but I've asked some of my senior boys to come to my house. Somewhere there, I will tell them what the military man told me. And they will come and tell me what is happening. So you have done very well in aspect of security. I want to thank you very much. And I will say continue like that.
We appreciate Petolobi so much for that wonderful remarks.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol. That means I'm not going to greet one by one. But in a very special way, I must greet our governor, Reverend Father HYACINTH ALIA, the party chairman, Benjamin Omale, to Lobi for his inciting words given to us this afternoon. I must sincerely say that most of the things we said sound like history to some of us and most of the Gen Z around here. To the youth, Minda, and the rest of them, I can see you over there. And I boldly say, no ALIA! No ALIA! Thank you for that. Today is a very special day. We gather here today, as the commissioner said, for the flagging of distribution of inputs to our teeming farmers in Benue State. You will agree with me that Benue State, comprising of Tiv, Idoma, and Igede, is predominantly agriculture. And we all know that our farmers, our mothers in the village, and every other one has eagerly been waiting for this day, which has come today, the flagging off. You are aware of how expensive farm inputs are in the market presently. And our governor, over the years, since the inception of the administration 2 years ago, has always done this ritual. I call it a ritual. Inputs are subsidized, fertilizers, herbicides, and improved seedlings. I heard the chairman of the fertilizer, Star Fertilizer, Atoru, he said, he gave us his word that henceforth there will be no adulterated fertilizer in the market or around the metropolis. Mr. Chairman, this has been a disturbing factor over the years and today, and we are going to hold you responsible for your words. Our farmers will have quality fertilizers, quality herbicides to use for their farms. And lastly, coming from Benue State House of Assembly, I stand boldly to give the new Commissioner, Benjamin Ashave, our teaming support from the Assembly. As you know, ours is lawmaking. We will give you the support. You can confirm from the outgoing Commissioner. We have done that always and will continue to do it presently. Thank you and thank you all. No ALIA! No ALIA! Well done, well done, well done, well done.
Thank you. The Benue State pharmacist BENUE Elijah BENUE, the permanent secretary, Minister of Agriculture. I know you are a man of few words. We don't have much time, so you do a super summary so we'll move out of this place. Thank you so much.
My job is very simple. My sincere regards, sincere appreciation go to His Excellency, the Governor of Benue State, who has obeyed the voice of God to do the needful in doing the flag off of fertilizer product distribution for this 2025 cropping season. One thing is for God to say something, another thing is to obey the voice of God. For our governor, he has obeyed the voice of God. One thing is this, sometimes at the time of crisis, a lot of people go into hiding. They will not engage in public venture. This is what happened in the time of Israel of old. When Israel was oppressed by the Midianites, at that time, nobody, they were not doing anything. So when the Israel plant something, at the time of harvesting, the Midianites come and destroy them. But at that time, Gideon was busy engaging in a profitable venture in a place that cannot be suspected by the Midianites. And when God looked from heaven and saw that courage in Gideon, he said, "Oh, this is the kind of person I'm going to use." So he had to make Gideon to be a judge over Israelites. I was going to deliver Israelites for the hand of a Midianite. So years back, now Benue were looking for someone who could pull Benue out of poverty. And before that time, our governor was engaged in the work of God as a priest. One of the greatest jobs to do in this world is to do the work of God. If you are not a pastor, ask pastor. That's one of the greatest jobs. So he was doing it very well. Then God looked at him from heaven and said, "Oh, this is the kind of person I'm going to use to pull Benue out of poverty." So he made it to become the governor of Benue State. So that's why in his wisdom, he had to use few contractors to supply fertilizer this year for this so that to avoid the issue of adulteration. For if you want to have a good harvest, you need to apply the right quality of fertilizer and not the right quantity. So with the coming up on board, the right quality of fertilizer, we're going to make available to our farmers, and our farmers are going to start enjoying good harvest from the henceforth. We thank you, Your Excellency, and thank you everybody. Thank you very much.
Let's put our hands together for the Honorable Permanent Secretary. That's a wonderful presentation, Your Excellency. he says that all God is that play make Jackson a dog boy.
Right, push it for that list. See, Joseph coming in my church.
Such I never see. This guy no one away we care. Since Fertilizer I'm not the best. As we go ahead. I search I never see. This guy come on away we care too. Since Fertilizer I'm not the best too. 2027 is a go. No idea, no BENUE. Hitty for the masses. No idea, no BENUE. Go and get your PVCs. No idea, no BENUE. Can't you governor? No idea, no BENUE. For Mali, no they play. No idea, no BENUE. No vacancies and go day. No idea, no BENUE. I can't work for the city boys. No idea, no BENUE. The ALIA the better. No idea, no BENUE. I said the ALIA the better. The ALIA the better. People make we then get post. On your mandate we go stand. Anywhere you go, we go. Yeah, you carry grace for head. We are thankful to have you. Our G2 Oju Road. Egungu, be careful. Shena Express, we go. See, on the path we find like Chief from Male, no day for. The ALIA for all. The ALIA for riches where they reach out to the poor. I saw my thoughts for your matter. For the salaries and arrears. The pensions for the tensions. No need for the captions. If you want to build a legacy, go and get your PVCs or leave business black. Dr. Raymond Fair. Yeah, hospital so fine, he go make you want to see. I never see. This guy no one away we care. Since Fertilizer I'm not the best. As we go ahead. I search, I never see. This guy no one away we care. Since Fertilizer I'm not the best. 2027 is a go. No idea, no BENUE. Hitty for the masses. No idea, no BENUE. Go and get your PVCs. No idea, no BENUE. Can't you governor? No idea, no BENUE. For Mali, no they play. No idea, no BENUE. No vacancies and go day. No idea, no BENUE. I can't work for the city boys. No idea, no BENUE. The ALIA the better. No idea, no BENUE. I said the ALIA the better. So one day go like Stevie, living star, stand attention. City boy like Tiza, king of boys, your boy is humble. Oh, I mean that give me voltage. Your brain no the fumble. Yeah, 2 times for Hitty, 4 times to nasty the answer. Yeah, 1 time for the masses, 2 times for the shake where we see for people hand. When we links now link up BIPC don't they para. Then big and a soft touch for the dear rubber speaker. Yeah, ready agents day, no vacancy from my deputy. Clear road for the MNI, your excellence Samuel. Agriculture walking majestically like Ashabe. Education fine like woman, Dr. Mrs. Adamu. We check on Hitty fine. Hitty for the masses. Go and get your PVCs. Can't you governor? Chief for Mali, no they play. No vacancies and go day. I can't go for the city boys. The ALIA the better.
winning outcomes, so we thank you. Let's wrap it.
Commissioner Ananda Umbu.
Exco members, I think this is enough population. Thank you, that's okay, please.
For very huge yields, the end of the season and the dry season.
His Excellency, it has been officially commissioned the ceremony flagging up of fertilizer distribution in BENUE State.
We're buying the number 300 bags for widows. All the widows who are here, 300 bags. If you were orderly and your number was gotten, then we'll know what to do. But since that's not the case, that is it. I want to thank everyone who showed up here. I appreciate all the farmers, all the cooperatives, and each individual who was taking interest in farming. Farming is where our money is. Farming is where the state's name also is, and I invite everyone to get into it full scale. It is at the same time kind of quite planned, strategically planned in a way that we forcefully begin dry season farming in BENUE with this coming season. And as it was established, wet season fertilizers will be sold going forward, will be sold between April and June. And then the dry season farming will be sold between November and January. So that is established in our books now. And we have every need to start our dry season farming. There is a lot of market for this. I invite you to take advantage of the advantages that exist. We want people to get out there and do more of these soybeans. We must remain #1 on the chart in Nigeria. BENUE is #1 producer of soybeans in Nigeria, and we must remain in our position. And what does that mean? Meaning we must keep on for more produce on the farm. Need improved seedlings. I was happy when they said instead of seedlings, we still eat what the grains. We plant the grains. Grains are different from seedlings. So, and the Ministry of Agriculture has made everything very affordable for us. We are buying the fertilizers here at half cost. The state government is taking charge of the remaining 50%. We're doing this so that we boost every frame of agriculture in the state. So we invite you to take advantage of this as well, including the other farm inputs. We want to work in a way that we've had and we're going to have even some more bountiful produce this season. We want just to move from grace to grace in produce. From December this year, nobody is taking any oranges out of BENUE State. No one. So because we have a very large factory in the state and we want to be selling finished products of oranges in the state. And with the start of this, we're going to to generate this into other produce as well, including soybeans just down the road. And this is why we have two large markets for this. Within the North Central Zone, within the 19 states, there is a very large appetite for it, and then nationally, huge appetite. And then internationally, France wants to go into some soybean deal with the state, but I want to be sure of the ultimate production of this by next season before I commit myself into anything. And it's the same thing with the UK, the number of nations that want to do this. So we have a lot of market. Again, in livestock, we have so much out there. We invite people, if anything you want to farm in the state government is willing to support you. We must uplift you and catapult you to get to the finish point where you make a lot of money for yourself. It is a strong desire for our administration to make quite a number, hundreds, at least we begin with hundreds, in the next 2 years from farm. We want to make hundreds of millionaires from farm. So I want young farmers to take advantage of this. We're here for you, we support you, we give all the inputs free of charge, so that you realize the importance of this, and then we pack all the youths again from the streets. And it doesn't mean that you get a hole and be farming yourself. And there are a number of mechanisms we can support you for you to own the farm. So we invite you, please take advantage of this. We're here for you. For those who were duped, last year a few people supplied genuine fertilizers, quite a number duped the state, duped farmers. The system is going to fix them. But now that we have gotten all the figures we need, the state will be paying in the sum of over 5 billion naira to contractors. So between now and the end of next month, I'm very confident that those who supplied, and because of the disenchantments that came in the pipelines, will take charge of everything, will take care of everything, and then all their monies will be paid between now, between the end of this month and the end of October. So all of them will be paid. So we already have their lists, and we'll be taking care of that. I want to thank them so much for their patience. This is what happens usually when you have mistrusts on everybody's psyche. It creates a lot of disharmony, it creates a lot of problem. So we had to go back and sift, and then check and sift again to know exactly what it is. This is your state. So when you dupe the state, it's like you are duping some part of your system. You need to understand that. We must change the way we are thinking. We must be patriotic. This is the only state you call BENUE, and this is your BENUE. This is the only place you sleep with your two eyes closed and you are comfortable. You go elsewhere, you can't find the pounded yam you have in the state. So this is the only state you have. You are moving around so freely, and then you are not doing what befits your status, your personality, and what brings honor to another person. That's very much uncalled for. So going forward, we're going to do very differently. Remember, we cannot be doing same things all the times expecting a different result. And this is why, instead of bringing this fertilizer business to outsiders to create capital flight, we chose to go with an industrialist from within us. So the money stays within, and see the great effort is already put in here. So it's one quick way to go. With him at home here, he becomes a very low-hanging fruit. Anytime we call him for fertilizer, he's producing fertilizers here. he distributes from here. And this is what we are inviting everyone to take advantage of. So I thank all of you for coming out here. For those who made this day happen, I thank you so very much, the Commissioner for Agriculture, you and your team, cooperative farmers, individual great farmers, the great youth of BENUE, all the artists and the performers here. We appreciate all your efforts. The Commissioner has something to Amala Nambene. So thank you so very much, everyone. I appreciate you all.